This is the Cardi Method Podcast.
Hey. Welcome to another episode of the Cardi Method Podcast. This is Portfolio Lab. Every Tuesday and Thursday, I look at your images. And Tuesdays are the days that I look at images that you're considering for your portfolio. Today's Thursday, though. Thursday, I give you an assignment. And that is like an industry-level assignment that's going to help you sharpen your skills and actually make industry level work. I also at times give you technical challenges, and today is a technical as well as a portfolio level challenge. So I wanted you to show motion within a still frame. Motion within a still frame. I wanted you today to share an image with me that effectively freezes motion or blur, like either freezes action or uses blur to show motion, to tell a dynamic story. If you're a portrait shooter, capture someone in a peak action moment. If you're a places shooter, use long exposures to show movement through an environment. If you shoot things, demonstrate products in active use, or create motion effects that showcase functionality. I asked for a double page spread, a horizontal. Motion photography demonstrates technical mastery while adding energy and excitement to your portfolio, which proves that you can capture decisive moments that static images miss.
How's it, guys? I'm getting really excited because on the 22nd of June, Cardi is releasing Pro Accelerator Access again. He only does this twice a year, and the Pro Accelerator is the top of his product offerings. So included in the Pro Accelerator, you have Pro Lab, Portfolio Lab, some digital tools, and that gives you 2 Zoom sessions a week. We have access to Carti. There is 2 days a week that you have the chance to submit your photos for portfolio review. And during the 18 weeks that this program takes, the first 6 weeks is all the content delivery. So masterclasses every Sunday, followed by a Zoom workshop where we break down these concepts and we try and explain it as well as we can, followed by 12 weeks of support where we work very closely with each participant in the Pro Accelerator, developing their business for their specific market. So there's nothing else like this out there, not that I've found. It is exceptionally well put together. Cardi, as you know, has got a very, very long history of being a pro photographer, and he's taken all his experience and packaged it into this one offer for you. What I want to do now is just jump into the back end to show you guys sort of what you can expect. So here you can see we go through all the different phases, and within each one of these phases there's a whole bunch of extra video classes, extra worksheets. They're all delivered through Notion so that you can keep updating these templates and keep a record of them. But just look at phase 3, everything that we have to work through. So this is really extensive. This is deep work. Head on over to the Cardi Method, get your name on this registration form, join us for the webinar. If you've got any questions in the meantime, just go have a look at the bottom here at the FAQ section. They will address quite a couple of your questions, but otherwise join the Zoom webinar and come and talk to us, find out if this is the right thing for you. There is quite a strict qualification process in order to get into the accelerator. Not everybody makes it, but that keeps the quality and the content really high. So make sure that you apply. The application process is basically downloading phase 0 from the website, completing that, sending it in. Each one of those gets studied extensively. We look through it, and we make sure that you are the right kind of photographer for this program. So if that sounds like you, go over to the Cardi Method right now and get started. Otherwise, let's get back to the show.
Are you guys ready for this accelerator? And by the way, guys, this is happening tonight at 7 p.m. we are doing an info session for the 18-week Camera to Cash Flow Challenge, which is my Pro Accelerator. And again, Gran, thank you for doing that. What my Pro Accelerator is my feature thing. And I'm so excited about tonight, because tonight I'm doing an info session. It's really important for y'all to be at this info session if you can be there, if you're interested about being in my accelerator, if you're on my accelerator waitlist. Tonight, I am explaining everything that you need to know about getting in my accelerator. And also, as a bonus for showing up tonight, I'm giving you a coupon code for 100% off Phase 0. And Phase 0 is the application. So, applications are due on June the 7th. And we are making acceptance, basically, get it in before June the 7th. So we can accept you and send you the payment link. All right, let's get into motion in a still frame. It's the first time I've played Grand Spot. That spot's a little long. I tried to run and get a drink. All right, this is Gary Murray. Gary's new. Gary, welcome. Glad you are here. Thanks for joining Portfolio Lab. Gary says this is shot in Graffiti Alley, an urban artist style portrait. Jordan wants to be an upcoming Jordan wants to be featured like an up and coming rapper. Shot with the XT3 16 to 55 2.8 ISO 400 3.2 at a quarter of a second at 17 millimeter. Shot with a Godox flash and a remote trigger. This is Gary Murray. Gary, thanks for submitting. Gary, this is a vibe. I'm worried that you're composing on the thirds. Let me just move my camera. I'm worried that you're composing on the thirds. I'm going to have to look at this as a double page spread, Gary, to make sure that you're not. Let's just have a look at this with the overlay. Now you can see you actually are composing on the thirds. I want you to look here. When we are using the grids in camera, this is what the grid tells us. The grid tells us to compose in thirds. So there's a third, and here's a third, and here's a third, and here's a third-ish. So you're composing on the thirds. And the issue with that is it doesn't work very well when it comes to shooting double page spreads. And when you're shooting a horizontal, and I know you're new, Gary, that's why I'm explaining this. A horizontal is always a double page spread. And you can see here how your image is biased this way, more so like his head should be here. Yeah? His head should be here. So it's a little offset. That's like my only issue. And also including this little bit here. You can see if you just moved this in just a little bit and moved him over just a little bit, now he's centered within that frame and you're taking out that little piece of distraction that exists on camera far right. So that's how I want it to be framed as a double page spread. And if you're actually looking here, if I move him here, it actually now on this side works because now this bit is cut out. So that bit's cut out and that bit's cut out. So it's a small thing, Gary, but I wanted this centered a little bit better within the frame. Whenever you're shooting a double page spread, you have to cut your image in half, and then you have to cut your image in half, and the half line you can see right down the center. That's your image in half, and then you have to center your image between that half. And again, a little bit more headspace in here. You have his headspace designed as if there's a cover masthead here, but this is an inside inset picture, a double page spread. So because of that, his head can be up just a little bit. Oops, and then you're not clipping the bottom of the graphic on the T. This is a really good effort for your first submission. This is a great demonstration that you can show motion. I'm stuttering. You can show motion within a still frame. Well done. Well done. That is an 11 for Gary. Mr. Gary Murray, well done. Do I have anybody in my Notion? Amond, maybe? Romeo Fowler says, hello, fellow creators. This assignment is for featuring the battle rope workout. Fuji X-T3, 50mm 1.4, ISO 320, f5, shot it at 20th of a second. This is Romeo Fowler. Romeo, thanks for submitting. Romeo, you definitely got something going on here. I have an issue with the way that the lines are moving, and it's the height of the camera, because you can see your lines are straight here, and then this line you're trying to get straight, but then look at this line and how much that's converging. So it becomes a bit tricky because you're shooting with a wide angle lens. And because you're shooting with a wide angle, you have to move so you're standing a little bit over. So you're standing a little bit over this way, and then adjust the camera, because the whole goal is this is the main line. This line right here is the main line that we're trying to get straight. Now imagine if that line came across 100% straight. Now, oops, this. Now imagine if this line came across 100% straight, the same way that this line is coming across. Well, now you have structure to this picture. The location itself is tricky because like these dimples on the wall and like the Planet Fitness and these gears, like it's kind of, it's like I would almost want to see like a relatively plain wall. And then with the motion, Romeo, like I'm seeing blur, but I'm not seeing enough like this is the motion. It just looks like both his hands are static. There's not enough blur. Like I see a little bit of blur under here in his hands, but I don't see enough blur, and I don't see any blur on the rope. I just see transparency. So for me, we're not really hitting it here. We're not actually showing that motion. Your flash power is a little high, and your ambient light power is a little low for this shutter speed in order to show the kind of motion that you're hoping for. I hope that helps you, Romeo. This is a good effort. Thanks for submitting. It's Romeo Fowler submitting motion within a still frame. Ooh, this makes me happy. If this is who I think it is, ooh. If this is who I think it is, Denise Tuggle. This week we are showing motion within a still image. I chose Coca-Cola in motion. Nikon D850, 24-75, ISO 100, f8 at f5. Shot with a newer flash with one main light. This is Denise Tuggle. Denise, yes. Yes, 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 yes. Denise, yes. Yes, Denise. Fuck yes, Denise. Yes. Now, I have to check your framing. I have to check your framing. Yes. I have to check your framing because I'm concerned that you composed on the thirds. Let's look at this as a double page spread. And yes, Denise, you did compose on the thirds. And look at how close the bottom of the can is. So, Denise, this is by far your best photo by a country mile. But now let's look at how everything the same light, the same everything. And now that you see the double page overlay, look at how the can is too biased towards the gutter, and look at all the space that you have there. Look at all the space that you have up here, and look at how the can is sitting on the bottom of the frame. So that, like just the framing, that's now the drag, the shutter drag, the exposure that you have. Like this, you'll get better at showing this and showing more drag. But this is by far the best execution of light the best execution of exposure, the best execution of idea, Denise, that you've ever done. This is incredibly good. Incredibly good. I need you to shoot this exactly again with this overlay in mind. Back up slightly and frame this can properly for me and do this blur image all over again. Okay? This is incredible. The framing is my last thing that would take this over the edge. But guess what, Denise? This is a complete level up for you. A complete level up. This is absolutely an 11 out of 10. Absolutely, Denise. You should be so proud. You should be so proud of yourself. You worked so hard to get to there. You worked so hard to get to there, Denise. Oh my God, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. Couple of small tweaks, Denise. Just like how far you've come in even 6 weeks. Okay? Denise says she's crying. Denise, I'm so proud of you, man. Honestly, like how far you've come, Denise, in 6 weeks is... I'm so proud of you, man. I'm so proud of you. Honestly, Denise, like, wow. And again, it shows you working with Garan was helpful, yeah? Working with my man? Yeah, helpful, right? All right. So let's get back into our next shooter. Very well done, Denise. This is Chris Beard. Chris, capturing the FV Time Bandit, blasted Time Bandit, like the actual Time Bandit from Deadliest Catch? Are you kidding me? Am I about to see the Time Bandit from Deadliest Catch, bro? Capturing the FV Time Bandit, blasted by coastal winds, the Time Bandit weathers away the Homer Spit dry dock. Well, yes, obviously Homer, Alaska. Nikon D70, 135mm, 2.8, ISO 200, f4, 250 per second, natural light. This is Chris Beard. Chris, let's go, bro. Let's go. A dry docked Time Bandit. Now the goal is showing motion within a still frame. Like that is my goal. Are we showing motion or movement within this frame? Yes, there's a little bit of there's motion, there's a little bit of movement here, there's definitely, and again, you can use shutter speed to capture motion, but this looks like this is a dry docked ship, so it's not moving, it's pretty static. Let me look at this a little bit closer, Chris, because I am seeing, I'm imagining that that's just the highlight, this like hot white line that's happening along here. I'm imagining that that's just the sun highlight. But yeah, overall this is good. I need to see more work to understand a little bit more about what it is that you're shooting in Homer, Alaska, Chris. But it was really good to see you during the Portfolio Lab cohort last week. This is a vibe. This is a vibe. I don't know if you're showing motion within a still frame as much as I'd like, but this is compositionally strong. This is a picture that can for sure go in your portfolio. You should be happy. But again, let's look at it as a double. Like again, compositionally strong. Yes, it can go in your portfolio. Yes, it's a hyper recognizable boat that I know because I know the Deadliest Catch. I've watched every episode. And yeah, this is a strong frame. Good shit. Again, still want to see you develop more, still need to see more work, and I really do need you to be making work for these assignments. Like that's the goal, is I give you an assignment, especially Thursday. I give you an assignment for Thursday, you concept and go execute that picture. And for me, this is a bit of a miss because it's not really executing my assignment. You know what I mean? So keep that in mind, Chris, for the next one, okay? All right. That is the Time Bandit. This is Chris Beard. Chris lives in Homer, or up in Alaska. I don't know if he lives exactly in Homer, but he lives up there. This is Courtney Turner. Courtney says, for my submission for this week's assignment of motion in a still frame, I chose this shot taken earlier this year while in California driving through the canyons in a Jeep. Z7, 35mm 1.8, ISO 100, f4, 10-second exposure. Shot natural light. This is Courtney Turner. Courtney, thanks for submitting. Courtney, I'm on the fence on this one, bro. I'm on the fence because, again, like, I know the kind of photographer that I'm trying to turn you into. As a picture that's just, like, showing a different dynamic for your portfolio, like, yes. But because the shutter is slowed so much, there's no car brand identity. And it's like, I would love to mix flash in with this dragged shutter. Imagine over here, like, not necessarily in the center, but say like right here, you flash the car and then the car drives away, and then down here you flash the car again. So you have a flash, but then thing is that that's front curtain sync, and then the car is going to look like it's driving into the flash. But you need some other level of technique here. You need a little bit more detail. Like, there's no shadow detail up in here. Your image is a little bit underexposed because, like, well, it's not actually underexposed. It's just a little bit soft. Like, you're getting ghosting in the mountains, which means that your camera moved during that 10-second exposure, or you were handheld or something like that. Like, this shit needs to be on a locked off tripod, like super, super rock solid. So if you were on a tripod, then the tripod moved. The tripod got bumped. Like, something happened to make this, like, not, and you can see here that there's actually like a movement that happened, so the lights are kind of not lined up. But there's something about this technically. It was windy on the tripod, says Courtney. Yeah, so the wind fucked you, bro. So yeah, for me, just especially, Courtney, I want you to hear it like this, especially because of the last kinds of images that you shot, like the last photo of the week that you won, that great Porsche. Like, the work for you now is like really notching up. So when you're doing like scape car images, when you're doing scapes, like that kind of like, or like, it has to be equally like also at that level. I know Sean Thomas has done a couple of the night assignments and has submitted, and again, showing motion in a still frame. I don't know if this frame is still going to be on his website, but this is what Sean did for his showing motion within a still frame, and this is on his portfolio. It's just like, it's a little bit more dynamic. Do you know what I mean? Just in compared to, but again, the location is dope. For me, it just means you need to go back out here and literally like bring a flash and like get a remote trigger, and down here put a flash and like fire the flash like at this. You know what I mean? And then have another flash like over here, and then fire that flash at the car when it's down there. So like, do something here that makes this just a little bit more dynamic. If it's super windy, you can't do shutter speeds that long. So don't go 5 seconds. Don't do 5 seconds. Do like 2 seconds. And yeah, there's a way that you're going to be able to master this. And instead of it being like night, wait for that sun to just crest. So you still get the golden red purpley colors in the sky. And then that's going to also brighten up your entire scene. So it's going to help you so much. I just want to see you reshoot this, but this is a really good swing, Courtney. Good shit. All right, that's Courtney Turner. Courtney, this is Kevin Curtis. Kevin said, I went out at Blue Hour to get some longer exposures to capture the movement of passing traffic. A7 R4 50mm 1.8 ISO 160 f8 1/2 second. This is Kevin Curtis. Kevin, let's see how this frames up. Kevin, you're composing on the thirds. I can tell you already you're composing on the thirds. I want you to really lock this in. I want you to look at how your golf is hugging the gutter. This is an otherwise 11 out of 10, but you're composing on the thirds. And again, I get frustrated because I talk about this. I talk about we're pros now. We're not using the grid and following the exact composition rules that your camera's telling you to do. We're actually going past that. Hey, RM Pixels, thanks for subscribing. We're actually going past that. We're trying to shoot work that fits for art directors and layouts. So you can send this to Volkswagen and they can do a double page ad in a magazine. They can't do a double page ad in a magazine with this shot. It's not framed properly because the Golf, which is the most important thing, is hugging the gutter. So that really lock that in because it's a yes. All you need to do is move and frame your picture. So this is literally exactly at the halfway point between here and here. And the nose and the distance here isn't so great. Like that's what we're trying to do. So I challenge you, Kevin, to reshoot this picture and have the double page frame in mind. Have the double page frame in mind. And I want you to look at how up here, oops, let me just see what's going on with the mute. That's what happens. Anytime I show another thing, that's what happens. So I want you to notice here on this side how like this blue, like if you came around this way a little bit more and then shot, you'll see a little bit more of the side of the car. You still get, but you can now like kind of cut the edge of that building. I understand you're trying to include the blue, but the building in the car and the train blur is more important than the blue, and framing it right for me is more important. And seeing the ass of the car, I'd rather see a little bit more of the side of the car. Just pulling the car back, showing the front of the car as well is also an idea. Showing the front of the car. It seems that you're always showing this back quarter of the car. I don't know if I'm being mistaken in saying that, but and then also trying to be a car photographer, you're going to have to also be showing, much like a portrait photographer only taking pictures of their kids. They're one kid, two kids, like kid. It's like you have to also not only be shooting your car and picture of your car. You have to find other cars and other car owners that you can execute these ideas with. So number one, watch your framing. It's super, super, super important. Really lock this in. In fact, if you go into your Cardi Method library, you'll see valuable resources. Like when you go to log into Portfolio Lab, you'll see Portfolio Lab, but you'll also see another tab that says valuable resources. You should see that. And my overlay pack is there. My overlays actually show you this overlay. It also shows you the 4x5 overlay, like what it looks like if this is a 8x10. And it also has my cover overlay. So you can see what your picture, so you can just literally lay this over in Capture One or in Lightroom, so you actually can frame up your pictures. And after a while, you just lock it in. So you actually know how a double page frame, how it shoots. And whenever you shoot, you cut your picture in half, and then you visually mark that line, and then you center your image on the other half of the page. I hope that helps you. That is Kevin Curtis. Yes, Kevin Curtis. This is Jordan White. After 80 or so attempts, I finally got this one. I struggled with keeping the hairspray in focus while adding movement. Any feedback, good or bad, is always appreciated. This is shot with a Sony a7 III with a Rokinon 85mm 1.4 manual lens. Jordan, please don't shoot manual focus lenses on extremely high-end mirrorless cameras that are designed for autofocus. Shooting with a manual lens slows you down on a level that I don't think that you can even comprehend. I know you're shooting products, so maybe it works because you're shooting products, but this is what I worry about when I hear people shooting these like T Artisan and like Rokinon and like these off-market like vintage sort of manual focus Amazon lenses. Like, I just worry. I just shake my head, you know? So let's see what it looks like. This is Jordan White. Jordan, thanks for submitting. So I get the concept, but there's a lot of things wrong with this picture. First of all, the color balance difference between the perfectly white color balanced can and the extremely yellow and like modeling light kind of tungsten balance on this side of the picture. Also, he's cut off. Like your mannequin head, your mannequin head is cut off. And for me, the fact that you're using a mannequin head, it just means that this is a student work. You're just testing and just messing around. So, like, you need to find a subject to execute this picture so it feels right. And then also, like, look at your axis lines. Your axis is really off as far as your horizon is crooked, which means your model's head is coming in crooked, and you're cutting the hair and the model off. So for me, framing wise, this is now the exact opposite, where you're not centering your subject here either. You're pushing it like offset. This is centered perfect, but this isn't. The light on the bottle, perfect. But for me, it's like, I don't even understand the point of this with the pit glasses. If you don't have a subject to do this with that hair to wear this, then that's not an idea. Focus all just on the bottle. Now, at this distance, I can see that this line is really jagged. I can see at this distance. Now, when I zoom in and look at the bottle, you can see what the line on the product looks like, which means you are trying to go in and like do some like very not good posty here. Is that what's happening? Because this is supposed to be a straight line. So for me, like, this is where like it looks like student work, and I'm trying to get you to the level where, again, this is not easy stuff. But if you're still working on like the photography technical stuff, like, you can't be building sets, because this set is really bad. You can't be doing this. Like, just focus on shooting this the best that you can and showing motion within that can and working, because this part just like, I just don't get it, especially with the different color balance. Like, this is like 3000K and this is like 5500K. So you're using two different color temperature lights, which is very evident here. And again, if that part, you don't know that part, then that's like, okay, well, you're literally shooting out of your league. You know what I mean? So come back into simple and try to do simple executions that show motion. For me, this picture is a bit of a miss. Thanks for submitting. All right. That was Mr. Jordan White. This is Michael Rodriguez. Michael says, took this photo of my wife and daughter at the Cherry Pit. Wanted to fill both sides of my double page spread. So I asked my wife to snap a photo while my daughter spun in her favorite dress focused on my camera. I asked my wife to snap a photo. Okay, I don't understand what's happening here, Michael. R6 Mark II, RF 50mm 1.8, ISO 200, f1.8. You're shooting wide open, Michael. You're shooting wide open. Remember last week when I said don't shoot wide open, and the week before where I said don't shoot wide open? You're shooting ISO 200 at f1.8 at 12/50th of a second. The whole idea is to show motion within a still frame. So, this is Michael Rodriguez. Michael, thanks for submitting. Okay. Wide open is not necessary, and especially not necessary in this type of a frame. Both your subjects are quite high in the frame, meaning her head is way too close here, and her head is way too close here. Showing you the framing of the double page, she is better cropped, but you can see she's way up and pushed that way in the frame. So I definitely see what you're trying to do, but the f-stop and the, like, you're sort of showing motion, but not really. Like, she's doing a little bit of a twist. She's paying attention to, like, I don't know, your wife shooting this picture and you shooting this picture. Like, I don't understand how then this picture fits into your portfolio, because now you're creating a behind the scenes picture of your wife for your wife. So I'm still confused a little bit, Michael. I would love to have a strategy session and like have a conversation with you so I understand what you're thinking about when it comes to photography. I would highly suggest phase 0. I would highly suggest that, because if not, again, you're just trying to piecemeal something together, and I don't really know what it is that you're trying to do. For me, the concept is a miss. So whether you captured motion within a still frame, well, yeah, okay, yes, you did. You captured motion within a still frame, and you created a behind the scene picture for your wife. But why is she looking at you? Why is she looking at the behind the scene camera and not looking at your wife? Like, that's the part that I don't understand. And the framing part, I don't really understand. So for me, I don't know. I think this picture, definitely, like, yes, I showed this, but I think it misses the mark because I don't get it. And also, exposure wise, in this, when you're trying to shoot this type of a picture, shooting at 1.8, all you're doing is creating out of focus pictures, Mike. So you know, this is why we don't shoot 1.8. It's because it's the softest aperture. And if you're not you don't have the reps like I do, you can't shoot wide open and get in focus pictures. It's just not going to happen. So, especially if the subject is moving. The subject is moving, which means your level of focus, like, this is in focus, this is out of focus. This is in focus, this is out of focus. So then you focus and you have your subject like spinning, like, it's gonna be out of focus at 1.8. It just is. So Mike, we got to have a talk, bro, because I'm trying to figure out like where you are with your technical understanding of photography. Why, when I say over and over again, don't shoot at 1.8, you're still sending me pictures that are shot wide open. And I don't understand what your niche is, or are you just the BTS photographer for your wife? Like, that's just help me understand those things. Okay. That is Michael Rodriguez. All right. There's a purpose for Portfolio Lab. There's a purpose. The whole idea is for you to create a portfolio here. You're creating a portfolio. And again, it's like, that's with direction, with a blueprint. You know exactly what it is that you're trying to build. And then each week you shoot something that adds to that puzzle. If you don't know what puzzle it is that you're trying to build, what picture it is that you're trying to create, then the photographs that you make are just shots in the dark that don't fit anywhere. They actually don't fit anywhere. So who would pay you to make that picture? Your wife, because you're her BTS photographer. But then your model shouldn't be looking at you. So I hope that helps you. This is Mr. Mike Graves. Mike, I wanted an image to show off my town, the motion being a vehicle entering, trying to figure out its value. 2. Tourism. So you made a picture and now you're trying to figure out its value. Sony A7 IV, 24-70, 2.8. This is doing it backwards, Mike. ISO 100, 15 seconds at f20. This is Mike Graves. Mike, thank you for submitting. So this is the point. You made a photo. It's street photography at night that shows Revelstoke. Okay. It's a double page spread. It's not composed exactly spot on. But again, who is going to hire you to make this picture? And if they're hiring you to make this picture, then the level of this picture, like bringing in a little bit of light there on Revelstoke, lighting the trees up here, like this kind of stuff, like would add kick, showing the cars a little bit, like getting some sort of flash freezing to show the products like that are driving by, because each one of those cars is a product. Like you're doing it backwards. Shooting car trails like Secret Time, it's grade 1, because you're just now going to a place where cars are moving by. And I'm gonna car went by. I captured motion within a still frame. Okay. And now afterwards, after the fact, you're trying to think who am I going to peddle this to? Who would want this? Maybe it's like, well, nobody would want this because you're still taking pictures. You're still taking pictures of things that are in front of you. You're not executing an idea. This is taking pictures with a slow shutter speed. That's all it is. So for me, and again, looking back at some of the assignments that, like, look at this. The product is the car. The product is the car. Although she's still shooting the same car too many times. Look at this. The product is Coca-Cola. This is an idea executed. And who's it for? It's for Coca-Cola. So there's a reason for the photo. And it's not taking a picture, it's making a picture. I have an idea, I'm going to execute it and show motion within a still frame. Your execution is I'm going to go to a place and wait and capture motion within a still frame. Just showing the Revelstoke sign is only relevant to people who are in Revelstoke. It's only relevant to people who are here or from here. For anybody else, it's not relevant. And it's not high enough, it's not high-end enough for it to be one of those scroll-stopping pictures, because we've all seen car trails. There's nothing new. There's nothing new. So for me, this picture is a miss because, again, this is not an idea executed. This is a technical exercise of you showing that you know how to put your camera on a tripod and let car lights go by. For me, it's not good enough. All right. I hope that helps. This is Mr. Adam Lee. Adam, this is David at a local welding shop, cutting materials in preparation to weld a driveway. Shot during the day with a 10-stop ND. How can I improve this? Shot with the Z8 35mm, ISO 64, f16 at 2 seconds. Shot natural light. This is Adam Lee. Adam, thanks for submitting. So, it's composition is the first thing, because look at what it looks like on a double page. For me, he's leaning on the gutter. His back is to the gutter. It's too close compositionally to the gutter. So for me, that composition is all we have. Now, As far as your lines are very disciplined, Adam. You have really great straight lines. Let's do that. You got really straight lines, Adam. Like good discipline with how straight your lines are and how your frame is. But the issue is that where he is in juxtaposition to your frame drops him on the gutter. It drops him too close to the gutter. So here's what you do. How important is this? How important is this? How important is this bucket? Probably not important, right? We see the table. So what if the table cut here? Well, then we don't see the American flag, but we do see the Texas flag. Are you willing to go up there and climb up there and move that flag over to here? Because if that's not the case, then all you need to do is shift and end your picture here. End your picture right here. Because then that's just enough space to move him right to here, to move the sparks over to here. And like, okay, so the sparks are shooting out of the frame, but we still have these sparks and he's your subject. So all we need to do is just, I have to enlarge in order to do this. Please keep that in mind. But all we need to do is move him over. That's it. Like, and you can see I'm actually even more engaged with what he's doing now because the frame is centered. And guess what? All of the stuff that's happening on this side of the frame, once I punch in like that, you realize it's not that important. You get the gist of everything that you're doing, including this, doing it this way, punching in. You actually see now this explosion of stuff that's coming out. You don't actually even see this as much when you're back here. So if you're wanting me to help you make this picture better, be very aware of this overlay. Because anytime you shoot a double page spread, anytime that you shoot horizontal, you can't shift your picture left and right. You don't, like, the only crop is now you have to go big. And then that pushes stuff over. So you can see how much of your photo that you're actually losing if you don't nail this composition in camera. If you don't nail it, you're losing a lot of frame. So this is what I would do, is I would punch in and focus on him centered. So I have now over here to put Dave as a welder, and this is his shop. And like now the article, the magazine has a place to put the article talking about that guy. When you're doing it this way, well, now it's offset and it's visually, it's too much. I want to be closer. I want to see more of what is happening. You're giving me too far of a perspective. So that is what I would do to make this frame better. Let's look at the exposure on him. You can see there, because you're shooting at such a slow shutter speed, he's moving. So because he's moving, he's blurred. Like he can't be in an exact spot and not move a micrometer so you get a perfectly sharp photo over this amount of time. The only way to now get him in focus is to light him. Slow shut, but shoot with a slow shutter speed. So outside of frame over here, you have a light on a stand and it has a reflector and it is kicking in light at him, which is giving him this great light. You flash the fire once, you fire the flash once, and then you let the shutter speed open as long as you want now to catch this. Like imagine the extra 2 or 3 seconds. And then the flash freezes him and the rest of the time is giving the exposure of the whole room. You get a slight little shadow down here from your flashlight, but it also looks deliberate. Or you put a light back here, so the light's coming in on this angle, which is rimming him a little bit like that. And then that actually adds polish and makes this feel a little bit more professional. But when we're shooting this kind of a thing, we can't show motion, but then have our subject completely blurred. And also the product and getting that rigid completely in focus and sharp, because he's moving this up and down. Like, well, the only way to freeze that is to flash it and to hit it with strobe, and then that exposes on the sensor, and then everything else is motion blur. But at least we have the subject and the product, like brand identity, and frozen. You can see the ghosting behind here. You can see the ghosting in the rigid. Like, you can see it moved. It moved from like here, like right here, over to now here. So there's ghosting all through here. You can see his hands are blurred because his hands are moving. So all of this is, you need flash in order to freeze that. I hope that gives you an extensive explanation as to how to make this photograph better. That is Adam Lee. So every Thursday, for people who are inside Portfolio Lab, I do a weekly workshop. And it's like, we're talking about technical things. We're talking about business things. We're coming up with niche ideas. It's a Zoom call. There's like 20 to 50 people in there. It's dope. It's the coolest thing that I do all week, other than ProLab on Sunday. It's the coolest thing I do all week. All you need to do, and imagine this, you want coaching from me, but you don't want to pay for coaching. For $47 a month, you get access to me 4 times a month on Zoom. So hang out with us on Zoom on Thursdays. I see all of these people who are in chat, everybody who's in Portfolio Lab. We all hang out there. Go to thecardymethod.com/Portfolio Lab, join. And then once you're in the community in Portfolio Lab, you'll see the meetups. And it's like, hey, and then there's the Zoom link, and then here's me. So they're the highlight of everybody's week. And you can see people in chat talking about how much they look forward to them. So we're missing you in there. Get your ass in Portfolio Lab. And Brandon's like, the insights gained from the Zoom calls are crazy. You see, this is smart money. Joining Portfolio Lab, getting me looking at your work, and then being able to ask questions in the Zoom calls. It's a beautiful thing. It should be way more than $47 a month. And by the way, the reason that there's a setup fee, if you choose to pay monthly, is because I don't know if you're one of those, I'm going to join and then book and then join again. And then it stops you from like joining and then leaving and then joining and then leaving. And then like, because every time you rejoin on monthly, you pay a setup fee, which is an entire extra month. So paying monthly, you get taxed for paying monthly. You get taxed because I don't know how committed you are. So because you're like on the fence, you pay a setup fee. Sign up for 3 months, commit to 3 months. There's no setup fee. You pay for 3 months, one up, and then I don't bill you again for 3 months from now. It's committed. Pay for a year. Pay for a year, you only pay for 10 months, in fact. You get a whole year, pay for 10 months, which means you get 2 months for free. Committed. You're committing to me for a whole year, I'm going to give you 2 months off. $97 off. So $92 off. So you can see, it's like, you know what I mean? It's the highlight of the week for people. So, yeah, I'm not going to sell it anymore. We have 5 more images to look at. And then 5 more images. I'm going to tell you what next week's, Chris Foster. Dude, you're so generous. You're almost too generous, dude. This guy, Chris Foster. He is one of my most valuable clients, this guy, Chris Foster. He is so generous. He's in my accelerator, paid for the whole year, right up. He's a member here. He's in every Zoom call. He donates, he gifts memberships. Like, this is somebody who, like, and again, like, Chris doesn't have to do all of this. He buys merch. Like, oh my God, he buys merch. Like, Chris is one of those guys that is like, he's an ideal client. And I'm telling you, with Chris got ripped Believe me, when he first submitted to Port, ripped. Then he joined my accelerator, where clarity happened for Chris. Completely pivoted his niche. Now he shoots kicks. He shoots high-end running shoes like these. He shoots kicks. So and watching this guy develop, like how committed this guy is, like, and the results are coming. The results are starting to come for him. We're still in develop work, develop business. Like, we're in that stage. But Chris travels all around the world. So, I mean, all around America. So this guy, every week, he's in a different city. He brings his equipment, like, and shoots his assignments around his airplane schedule and the job that he does. Like, so again, like, no excuses. Chris Foster, like, he's one of those guys. And thank you, by the way, Chris, for your donation. I appreciate you. Chris is one of those guys that it's like, he's making younger guys look silly because he's trying so hard, because he's doing the work. And again, he's not necessarily been trying so hard. He's just doing the work. And because he's doing the work and he knows what work to do, it's not hard because you know what you have to do. And every week he makes a move. And I love that about you, bro. Thank you. All right. So let's get into Mr. Samuel Salling. I enjoy these night jams outside alone in the dark. I removed one person, 3 traffic signs, 1 static, unattractive car, plus the grass needed some attention. At least 1 hour trying to catch the right moment. Biker on the far right, tram coming in from the ground floor, some dude staring at his phone for 5 seconds. A7 IV 16 to 35 2.8 at 18 millimeter, ISO 500, f20 at 5 seconds. Natural light, street lamps, and building. This is Samuel Salling. Samuel. Wow. Samuel, like, bro, I push you so fucking hard, but I gotta tell you, bro, Samuel, you are a guy that, like, every once in a while, like, when I like, what are you doing, my guy? What are you, like, you had to completely change your entire niche halfway through my accelerator. You changed your entire niche, and now you are shooting architecture. And I think we've found you, Samuel. I think that we have found Samuel Salling, because this just screams to me. This screams, bro. This is so good. This is so technically good. This one lone guy there on his phone, the motion blur of the tram coming in, how incredible this building is architecturally, your lines, your use of space, like these, like, bursts that are coming out, like, this is unequivocally, absolutely a yes. And, like, sometimes we don't know how good we can be. Sometimes we don't know how good we can be, but we can be really fucking good. We can be really good. And I gotta tell you, the thing that comes after good is great. The thing that comes after great is spectacular. Spectacular is a word that I choke up on because I'm not even allowed to say it, because I hold spectacular in such high regard. I hold spectacular in such high regard because good is not good enough anymore. Photographers who, people who call themselves photographers but shoot with these things, everybody who's ever taken a cool photo with their phone fancies themselves a photographer. So good isn't good enough anymore. The average person is good at taking pictures. The average person. Give them a phone, be like, take my picture. They're going to take a good picture. So good is no longer good enough. Fucking sucks. When I started, it was okay just being good because you had to learn film, processing, printing, like film, exposure. Like if you shot with a Hasselblad, your work was just better than someone who shot 35 millimeter. It was just better. So with digital now, it was like, with digital now, hacks are good. People who aren't even trying to be photographers are good. So you, who's trying to be a photographer, you need a new word, okay? You need a new word. That new word, great. You need to be great in order to be a photographer. But guess what? Other photographers that take this seriously and are really putting serious effort into their work, they're all great. So how do you stand out as a professional photographer when everybody is making great? You need to, in order to stand out as a pro, you can't just make great, because every pro fucking better be great. You need a new word. That word is spectacular. Spectacular, that stops the scroll. People are looking at the phone, they're like, whoa. Spectacular knows no language. You can be French and looking at my work and being like, whoa. You can be Italian, you can be Chinese. Like, spectacular knows no language. Okay? It knows no language. And that is where we have to dwell. So if you want to know what an 11 is me telling you that you have now leveled above great. And that word is I call it an 11 because I'm not allowed to say spectacular. I've already said it too many times in one day. I'm not allowed to say that word. It's too precious. So I use the word 11, okay? So if anybody wants to know, if you're wondering why I put 11s on these pictures, it means spectacular. Samuel, you just achieved an 11. This is bananas, dude. I'm incredibly proud of you. But understand this. You've created a new bar now for yourself. Okay, you've created a new bar for yourself. And now because of that, I have to judge you based on this new bar. So you've created you've created spectacular. But guess what? Now everything that you make that's not spectacular, throw it away. Throw it away. Because this picture will stand out so far and above anything that's not in this arena will look garbage. Anything that's not in this arena will look like shit. So now you fucked yourself because this is now your new bar. And now guess what? Everything has to be at least this from here on in. And I will not let you slip below this new bar that you've just created for yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Samuel Salling, a name that you're going to be hearing. You're going to be hearing over and over, and I have goosebumps now. I'm actually sweating a little bit after that photo, Samuel. And I've actually like been so frustrated with this guy. So frustrated because of his inconsistency. I've been so frustrated because I know he has talent. And it's like, you know, when imagine you dropped a diamond inside this box that there's only this little tiny hole that you have to shake this, and it's it takes such strategy and so much maneuvers to get that diamond to fall out of that little hole. And whatever I've done with this guy, Samuel Salling, that diamond just fell out and it's in my fucking hand and it's right there. So this is what I do for photographers, because I care about your success probably more than you do. That's the kind of a person that you want in your court. Somebody who pushes you and believes in you. Like, look at Denise Tuggle. Denise has gotten more no's, I think, than anybody who's ever submitted to this channel. More, no, Denise, no, Denise, no, Denise, that's not it, no, like, more than anybody who's ever submitted to this channel. Guess what? Still here. And guess what? It just clicked for her. Now, watch Denise. Denise now, it's like a hockey stick. She was having, like, trying, and then boom, hockey stick. And now guess what? Now she's up here, and now she's going to be trying, and then hockey. Like, the jumps in understanding are fucking mind bending. Like, for you, like, the way that it happens, it just boom to the sky. And I'm Coach Cardi. I just get to hang out here and, like, do my side of the work. I get to do my side of the work, and you do your side of the work. And together, we build your career. Mine's built already, but we build yours. This is the best shit ever, man. Days like this, episodes like this fucking fuel me, man. I'm telling you, episodes like this fuel me. Like, they make me, like, so motivated. So motivated to keep doing this. So motivated to, like, push you the way that I push you, because it works, man. It just works. People want, like, oh my God, you're so great. I love your pictures. It's like, if you want a yes man, I am not your guy. But if you want to be an assassin, if you want to be, like, so crazy, like, so good at business, so good, like, that you become an asset in any room that you walk into. Like, literally, the world stops when you walk in a room. It's like, holy shit, Chris Foster's here. Like, you want to be that kind of a photographer? It takes the kind of insanity that I'm teaching you right here. Dedication, determination, discipline. This is Mats Carlson. We are down to our last 3 photos. Mats Carlson, freezing motion with a fast shutter and adding light to the scene with my new battery-powered strobe. Courtney, welcome back, bruh. Welcome back. Let's go. Courtney, let's get it on. Thanks for becoming a member. Thanks for re-upping. 4 months, my guy. Your crown is growing. It grows every month. And then you sprout wings after 12 of them. Sony, sorry, why am I saying Sony? Canon R6, Canon gang, 50 millimeter, 1.2, ISO 100, f5, 1,000th of a second, Godox 8012. How are you shooting 1,000th of a second? With strobe. You got to slow your shutter speed sync down, Mats. Now that you have this strobe, perhaps a time for us to get on the phone, get on the Zoom and talk a little bit about your settings and how you're using it. I did talk a little bit about shutter speed and how we have to go the other way with shutter speed. I know you're trying to freeze motion, but we don't do that with shutter speed and flash, because the flash is 1/50,000th of a second. So our shutter doesn't need to go higher than 125th because the flash is freezing it. So you don't need to actually do that. All that does is blacken your background. I already know that your background is black. Like, I can tell you already without even seeing your picture. So let's look at Mats Carlson. Mats, how are you doing this during the day? This is why you're doing it during the day. Outdoor strobe. So in this situation, you still don't need to shoot 1,000. But for me, you're not really capturing motion within a still frame. Like, yes, he's walking. Yes, like, you're kind of doing it. But for me, it's not an inspired enough frame, Matt. Because, again, I know your work, bro. I know your work. And I feel like the ideas have to go further with you. Let me show you you. Okay? So let me show you back you. This is Mats Carlson. And I want you to see the type of portraits that you make and the type of work that you make. So when when we're trying to, like, for me, is this not this? This is the assignment, yes or yes? Like, this is the picture. And how far with intent you went here is what I need from this picture. And for me, this is not, like, it has an essence of you. It has an essence of you as far as, like, your style and the way that you light. But I know you too well now, Matt. You're in my accelerator program. You've been in Portfolio Lab for a good while. I know how you see the world. I'm starting to really understand how you see the world. And for me, I expect this type of an editorial photo from you that shows motion within a still frame. Sorry, guys. Whew. Because I know your work, I know your angles. Whew, I choked. Because I know your work and your angles and your ideas. I lost my voice. I need a drink. Hang on. Please. Okay, because I know your work, because I know your style, your visual signature, your sensibility, because of all of that, I know that when you're doing an idea that you're not reaching far for, I'll say it like that, Mats. When you're doing an idea that you're not reaching far for, I find that it doesn't hit as hard. And again, I want you to look at your own ideas and how far you push your ideas. Because of that, and your angles, because of that, for me, this doesn't go. Because of that, and again, you're just testing your new lighting system, right? And I understand that. You're just testing your new lights. Like, you just got your new lights. So the first couple of shoots are really going to feel very much like my shoots did. Like when I first got that ML300, my first couple of shoots really felt like there's no way I can show them. There's no way. So because of that, it's like, it's okay to not be able to not show this, you know? And for me, the location, just the outside your house, around the corner, on the street, kind of, this isn't the right spot. You really have to go way further in order to execute these kinds of pictures. And for me, you've shown motion within a still frame better before without using strobe. Like, you've shown it better before. I feel like now you need to use the same settings, but just add strobe, and you're shooting at 1,000th of a second. You're trying to freeze action, freeze water, fall. Like, but again, those are all just cheesy, like, you know, like literally, really general, basic stuff. You know what I mean? So I see you doing more advanced stuff to execute capturing motion within a still frame. Matt's, for me, this misses. This isn't a hard enough swing. I hope that helps. All right, this is Chris Foster. For this week's assignment, I shot Chuck Taylor's All-Stars, Chuck Taylor All-Stars in motion, R3, 50mm 1.2, ISO 100, 1.3 seconds, f16, 3 strobes, and 1 constant. Wow. All right. This is Chris Foster. Chris. Let's look at this overlay. Well, this guy's starting to get it. You're starting to get it, bro. This is a vibe. This is a vibe. I mean, for me, I just want to see more motion blur, a little bit more of the shoe. Perhaps it's like a slower drag or like, but I mean, the fact that you really see the shoe, like you shot both shoes. You're biasing on the outside shoe, and like the inside shoe is like, this is textbook. The only thing you have to watch is the color balance, because we are getting a little bit blue in the nose. You're seeing it's a little blue in the nose, like the color balance, how the color balance shifts between these two shoes, where this is like not quite white. It's kind of a little blue white. But then this up here and along the laces, that's like really quite blue. The thing I have to commend you in, bro, is the detail. Like, you actually see fabric like perfectly, Chris. Like, I'm really proud of you. Oh no, come on now. There you go. Like that, like shooting white and doing a long shutter drag and like also getting this amount of detail in the canvas is really something to pat yourself on the back for, bro. Like, this, for me, this is the hardest thing that you did in this picture, which is render these little dots in the canvas. Hey Darren, thanks for subscribing, bro. Welcome. This drag is good. This is a yes for me, Chris, because this is, again, it's another level up for me. It's another level up for you. You got to fix the color balance for me. Framing wise, though, I want you to look at the discipline. This is discipline. Okay? Like this is discipline. Like that framing, like this is discipline on a level that I want you guys to observe. Everybody should observe. Like, this doesn't come just from not being on a tripod. This doesn't come from like shooting one frame. This comes from like literally weeks and weeks of like, no. Ooh, okay, you're onto something there. And then like just building and build. Like, he's been building this for weeks. So this picture didn't just come out of the sky. Chris has been building this idea in his head for a minute. I can't wait to see, especially after Garan did, like, our workshops are sick. Like, these Zoom workshops that we do on Thursday are so sick. Garan did a whole presentation showing how he shows motion with products, and like, I'm not a product photographer, so watching a product photographer who's like insanely good, like, it was so good and so helpful for everybody. And we were talking specifically about this week's assignment. You can see Chris got a lot out of that for the level of work that he did this week. This is an 11 for you, Chris. Congratulations. Taylor's flipping out. Good shit. Just give me a color balance, and like, here's a secret. You're using 3 lights, but I need a light here. I need a light here coming down. Yo, Fenty, look at you, Brandon Fenty. Gaff tape mug. Let's go. Photographer collection. Let's get it on. Thank you so much, Brandon. I appreciate you, bro. So let's imagine a light here, aiming, like now catching and helping that front of the shoe not go blue. You know what I mean? You're using 3 lights here, but I don't see 3 lights here. So I really want, I love this ghosting. I would love to help develop this like even further, but you are definitely onto something. This is Chris Foster with an 11. 11. Last photo of the day, folks. It comes from Joshua Haney. Done with school, waiting for the days to fly by. R6 50mm 1.4 ISO 50 f4 at 1 second. This is Joshua Haney. Joshua, this is a yes for me. Yes. Fuck yes. Joshua, yes. Yes. Look at this as a double. Like, discipline. The elbow doesn't matter. What I want you to see is the eyes and how that's that chin distance and the top of her head distance from that wall, and just the eye contact and that the lazy days of summer. There's just like horizon. Let's look at this horizon. I feel like the only way to judge horizon is with these little lines in here, okay? So if we look at these lines, that's the table. So now I take one of those lines and I draw the line, and it shows me that it's like the overall frame is crooked, and you can tell based on her elbow, like, yes, she is on that axis. So the overall frame is just a little bit crooked. All we need to do, hey, Robbie Vidal Plaza, welcome. This is the Cardi Method. Thanks for being here, bro. So this is, all you need to do is just like rotate this photo down a little bit. Just rotate this photo down just a little bit. The thing is like in doing that, it's going to crop in closer. It's going to crop in closer, which is going to fuck up my framing. And I mean, your framing, but it's mine. This is my picture. This is like when I love shit, I talk about it like this, Joshua. But you can see, because your angle's so off, bro, because your angle's so off, if you now straighten this picture, you're going to skew and then mess up your framing, which means like your discipline when you're setting up these shots has to be like hyper. As I can even see here, like that line's radically crooked, and this line right here, and this line right here on the table. You can see these lines. So you set up already this way. Do you know what I mean? So square up for me and give me that like hyper disciplined, but it doesn't matter, dude. This is still just an absolute banger. It doesn't matter. Like this crookedness that I'm telling you, this is for you to be like as insane as I am with my framing, but I love this frame. Look at the focus in that discipline, like really, really strong. Obviously the way the light is coming in, your light's coming in such a way based on her head angle that the no shadow is kind of like, we're only getting a little bit of like light patch up in here. I can see your light is quite low and also quite rotated, hitting her from the side. So if you imagine this is, let's get a circle here. This is her head. This is the table. Your light is coming quite from here, right? And it's also quite low because I can see like this no shadow. What I would have done is brought your light a little bit more from the top, which is going to shadow her in here just a little bit and in here just a little bit. And then it's going to also push her no shadow down that way. So with this head angle, you go top wise, but still not top front. So you essentially just mirror her head angle and you give her top light. That's going to like push her no shadow down here or her no shadow down here. Based on this head angle and this head axis. So you kind of have to light her based on the axis. And for me, I feel like you lit her with her head that way. And then she put her head down this way, but you didn't change the light. So the picture developed, but you didn't change the light. But again, still a banger. And that is the last shot of the day. I am going to tell you what this week's assignment is, but not before telling you what photos of the week are. Photos of the week are very important. And there's a few photographers who really... like, how can I say it? There's a few photographers who leveled up this week. There's a few photographers who are brand new. I don't even know who they are. They just signed up and they leveled up. But what's most important to know is photos of the week are the best photos this week, or the best photos of the day. I am going to be incredibly with my photos of the week, okay? So you know, I don't mess around. I'm telling you the best photos of the day. Starting with this photo right here. This is Gary Murray. Gary, It's a photo of the week on your first submission. Congratulations. Please remember everything that I said. Just because I am giving you photo of the week does not mean that you're allowed to continue to compose on the thirds. By the way, Brandon Fenty got a mug. And what else did you get, Brandon? You got a whole bunch of shit here. I got all kinds of alerts. Good shit, Brandon. Thank you. This is our first photo of the week from Gary. Mr. Gary Murray. Let's get it on. Right? That's you, Gary Murray. Let's get it on. All right. Who's next with photo of the week? Oh. Yeah, we gotta do it like this. I hate when I have to change the order. This is photos of the week. We are showing motion within a still frame. Okay? The best examples of motion within a still frame. This next photographer did very well this week. Again, please remember everything that I said about your composition. This is Kevin Curtis. Kevin! Again, remember everything that I said during my review. I'm giving praise to those who demonstrated motion within a still frame the best this week. Well done. Okay. Okay, I think I know. Yeah, I'm getting happy because I'm starting to remember these new people. This next photographer, again, I had a lot of things to say, but overall, this is a great execution. This is Adam Lee. Adam, that's a photo of the week, buddy. Well done. Again, remember everything that I said. You asked me how I can help you make this better. I think I gave you all of those tips. Yes? Did Big Love come up? Big Love? Let's see Big Love. Did it? All right. That is Adam Lee, people. Next. Oh, saving that one. All right. Our next photo of the week goes to the mighty Chris Foster. Let's get it on, Chris. Congratulations, buddy. Very well done. It's a photo of the week. Motion within a still frame. Very well done, Chris. Congratulations, bro. Proud of you, dude. Proud of you. You're good. I like you. You nudge. Next photo of the week goes to the one they call Joshua Haney. Joshua. Let's get it on, Josh. Motion within a still frame. Mastery. Well done, Joshua. Very proud of you. Excellently done. Joshua Haney, motion within a still frame. And now we are zeroing in now on what I'm going to call the best in show. Best in show. And this week we have two. Starting out, where is... Oh, I gotta find this person. Here we go. Starting out, let's just make sure. Let's do a quick scan. Make sure I'm not... Okay, this is right. Your next photo of the week and this week's first best in show goes to... Queen Denise Tuggle. Denise, not only is this a photo of the week, but yes, this is probably your first best in show. I am so proud. I almost have tears in my eyes. I'm so fucking proud of you, Denise.
Yes, yes.
I'm so proud, Denise. This is... So happy for you, man. Okay, no tears. No tears. Okay, and our next photo of the week from another photographer that I am so insanely proud of. Ladies and gentlemen, your last photo of the week and our final best in show. This goes to... Samuel Salling. Samuel, you Oh my God, guy. Best in show, Samuel. I'm so proud of you, man. Like, Samuel, you've been with me for almost a year, bro. Through a lot of like hard times and a lot of like family stuff and like job stuff and like really finding yourself. And like, I was here with you. I was here with you the whole time. And helping you get to this place where you know who it is that you are as a photographer. So now you can just get to work is a beautiful thing. And the fact that I helped you get there, it makes me feel like I get goosebumps. Denise, holy shit, girl. You try so hard, man. And again, Denise, like, I'll say this again, and I'm not going to cry. Denise is somebody who like imagine she's like older than 40, you know, older than 45 maybe. And at this time, like, and Denise, I'm not revealing your age. It doesn't even matter. But in this phase in your life, you decided, you know what? I like race cars and I think I want to race Formula One. Like at this point in her life, I think I want to race Formula One. And you're like, but Denise, you don't have a license. Denise is like, I'll get my license. I'll figure this out. You don't worry. You just watch. I'm going to be a race car driver. And then we help Denise. Like with her blinkers on and she's going and cars are just wow past her. And she's just like, don't you worry. I'm going to be faster one day. This girl doesn't give up. Next thing you know, 1 week, I look at Denise and she's drifting around a corner. Literally doing sliding around a corner. And I'm like, Denise, who taught you that? And I spent some time with Garan. And Garan, one of my coaches, he helped me he taught me how to slide around corners. And then here you're doing it. You know what I mean? Now I'm seeing lap times. Now I'm seeing Denise doing this neck and neck with other photographers that were flying by her 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, photographer, wow. And Denise is like, I'm going to catch up to you. And now Denise is like this. And these photographers are behind her. Just because she put in the work. So, Denise, so proud of you. Samuel, so proud of you. Everybody else who submitted today, understand this, man. Like, you see it when you see it. Like, when you see the pictures that I'm saying that's a photo of the week and the photos that I'm saying that's best in show, understand this. Denise's photo was not perfect. Yes. Okay? Denise's photo was still not perfect. But if you saw Denise's photos 3 weeks ago, okay? If you saw Denise's photos 3 weeks ago, you would not believe that this was the same photographer. You would not believe it. You'd say that's a different photographer. So understand the leaps and bounds she is making. It's like she's taking strides. Like, you know, when you go upstairs, but you do 6 stairs, it's like most people can do 1 stair at a time, maybe 2 stairs at a time. Denise is doing like 6 stairs at a time. And it's like, I'm trying to keep her aligned so she doesn't fucking trip and break a hip. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make it so she's not going to trip and break her hip and be in traction for the next 2 years. Like, I'm trying to make it so she's doing it in such a way that, like, it's at her pace. And now it's accelerator time, Denise. And you see how funny this is? Like, well, now it's accelerator time. And now you're just like, well, now you are more ready than you've ever been for this. Now, today, you're getting ready for the 6 phases. You're getting ready for my system. So all of that to say, I'm so proud of you. Truly. Like, you've done, like, holy moly. You've made giant steps. And it's I get emotional watching it because it's so fun to watch, man. Guys, do this for me, members in my channel. I want to know what camera brand you're shooting with. So by the way, whatever brand you shoot with, I have an emoji for that brand. I got Canon gang, I got Sony gang, I got Nikon gang, I got Fuji gang. Show me what camera you shoot with. Hit me with those emojis, babies. I want to see. It's not me, Denise. It's not me, bro. I swear to God, Denise, I've taken exactly 0 of your photos. I've taken exactly 0 of your photos. None of them have come out of my camera. They've all come out of your camera. All I do, I'm just a coach. I'm just a coach. So, I'm seeing some Canon gang, seeing Canon gang, seeing Sony gang, seeing Sony gang, seeing Fuji gang. Let's go. Nikon gang, let's get it on. Nikon gang, yeah, guys, blast those emotes, baby. That's what they're for. I got the best photographer emotes on YouTube. You know that, right? So you just came on. Where are the before and after of her photos and her development? Bro, you got to go back 8 months to go look and see. Just watch any of my photo review shows from before today. You know what I mean? Just, I can't, like... ask Denise, like, should I go back and pull a Denise Tuggle photo from days gone by? Let's see how hard it would be for me to do that. I got to wrap this show up. I have a very busy day. Our Zoom meeting, our Portfolio Lab workshop is in an hour, and I have a insane 18-week camera to cash flow challenge talking about that tonight in this info session. Let's go back to January, okay, and see if Denise... Again, this is tricky because I don't know... It's hard because I literally have to go back to old shows to see if I can find one where she's submitted. So that part is like... Oh, here we go. Okay. So, that is almost... Yeah, here, I can show you this. This is Denise Tuggle. This, I'll show you. I found one. Let me try to find some more. Let's go to February. Denise, she submits so often, but it's not every single one. Here we go. Here's another one. Okay. Again, some good swings, Denise. I've pulled 2 pictures of Denise's. Let's see if I can find one more. Not in that one. That's in February. Okay, so now let me go to April. Let me see if I can find one here. Denise. It's so funny. Yeah, this is what I mean. It's like, it's just dead air now because I'm having a hard time finding. Okay, here we go. Perfect. Okay, so I pulled some of Denise's photos from days gone by. Okay. So we're going to start with this photo right here. This is Denise. This is Denise in January. Okay. This is Denise in January. Really not knowing at all what she's shooting or why. And center focused composition. Dead like, also shooting on background that like we're seeing the fabric down here. Oops, turn that off. We're seeing the fabric down here. She's just shooting on cotton. You know what I mean? She's just shooting on cotton. So we're seeing like the wrinkly fabric down here. There's no real light inspiration or idea. She's just taking a picture of something that she thinks is interesting. And this is, again, this is Denise in January. Okay. So this is Denise a couple of weeks later where she's now starting to realize like she can't just be shooting nothing. So she's now submitting a watch. So we talked about the quality of watch that she's choosing and how this watch is a very inexpensive watch. And you can really tell that it's an inexpensive watch when you look at it close. And if you're going to spend any time shooting watches, they have to be really high-end watches that are worth photographing. We talked about color balance and how she was lighting this with LEDs, although the light's inspired. It's not really, you got to look at watch photography in order to make watch pictures. You got to look at watch photography and really look at it. We were talking about the propping and how the set creation was just not right. And the Christmas lights back here, like it's too, I'm still learning. Right? Fearless Aries, you go to thecardymethod.com and sign up for Portfolio Lab like everybody else. That's how you get your photos reviewed. Simple, just like that. Okay, and then, so that's Denise like a couple of weeks later. Then this is another picture of Denise's, and Denise now decides that she wants to shoot coffee. So again, she gets a bag of coffee, and the coffee's ground. And again, we never shoot coffee ground. We always show the beans, and then the cup is cut off, and like the set is not really inspired, and there's just no real light. She's lighting the package like she's lighting the package like she's lighting a portrait. Also, look at how the shadow of the package is going over top of the glass. It's just not right. Look at how the spoon is cut off. It's not right. Okay. So again, Denise, she's developing and she's developing and she's developing. And then looking at Denise and the work that she's doing now, and direction, focus, idea. And again, she is still, but look at her exposure, her color balance, the sharpness, how bold that can is. And it's applied photography, how straight her lines are. Like, there's so many things that work. Look at how straight her lines are. Do you understand? Getting her to have straight lines was something that I worked on for like 2 months. So now, of course, like, we're still developing her, but this is part of the process. This is what Portfolio Lab is. It's like you go from starting line to you think your starting line, but then your real starting line is and Calligraphy is saying it so well. It's like, this isn't even her final form. It's like, Calligraphy, thank you for saying that. And Denise, I was queen of the crooked lines. It's like you weren't seeing it, so you've evolved. And people think that we evolve as photographers without any outside interjection. Imagine this. It's like me saying, if I just sit here and do nothing, I'm going to get better. I'm going to get better just by time passing. And that's do you know the term is not we evolve? That's not the term. The term is we develop. We develop. How do you develop film? Well, you get a very precise chemical concoction at the exact temperature, and then you pour that onto your film. It's called developer. And then guess what you do? You agitate. You agitate. And what I'm doing is I'm fucking agitating you. I'm agitating you. And that agitation creates a chemical reaction. And guess what happens to the film? The film processes. The film processes and turns from nothing into something through a chemical process and agitation. But then you have to stop that process. You use stop bath. Then you have to fix that process. You use fixer. Then you have to rinse all those chemicals off. In order to go from film to a negative, you need to develop. the film from what it is now, nothing, just a strip of acetate, to what it is going to become, which is negatives, so you can print that and have an image. So we don't evolve, we develop. And the development as photographers, you need the outside intervention. That outside intervention is the agitation. Me saying, hey, what about this? Hey, you could have done this. Hey, you're like, without that intervention, you just think that you're fucking awesome. You just think, I'm the fucking best photographer around. Well, because you're not showing your work to anybody that actually knows a thing. And you're watching a bunch of different YouTubers who they don't know a fucking thing. Here's a trick. Next time you're watching Evan Raft, go to his website and see what his work looks like. Just do that. Just do that. Next time you're watching Peter McKinnon, go to his website and try to find a fucking photograph. Seriously, look at anybody who's on YouTube who is calling themselves a photographer and look at their work. If their work doesn't make you go, holy, if their work doesn't make you do that, why are you watching them and listening to their advice on how to be a pro? If they're not even doing commercial work, never doing advertising, never shot a celebrity, never done any of that stuff. Jordan's like, don't get this guy talking about Peter McKinnon. If you're selling LUTs, I don't want to hear it. If you're selling presets, I don't want to hear it. Guys, we are about to get into our workshop, which happens at 2:30 every Thursday. And we're about to wrap up. Know this, guys, if you want to go to my webinar tonight, I got 50 spots. I have space, or 50 spots the last time I checked. I could have less than 50 spots, but know this, my Pro Accelerator, it is the ultimate 18-week camera to cash flow challenge. It is how you go from, I think I want to be a photographer, to coming out the other end knowing exactly what to do to make your first $100,000 with your camera. Exactly, step by step. This isn't free. I mean, my info session is free, but the price of my accelerator doubles every round. So I have a set price from this next round. My last accelerator, Jennifer Grace, who's in my accelerator, she was very concerned about the price. She's very price conscious. When Jennifer, after she had paid and she was in my accelerator, she said this, I would have paid, this is after 1 week. She's like, I would have paid 4 times more than I paid to be in this accelerator. I would have paid 4 times as much. So I know it's worth it. And I'm still underpriced because I want you to be able to afford to be in it. But the transformation that my Accelerate creates, I can't take that transformation back. So imagine, it's like if I teach you in 8 weeks how to make your first $100,000, do you not think that that's worth money? I can't take that information back. And also, I don't give that shit away for free on YouTube. I give away some of it. Like, I'll tell you my system, but the implementation and what happens in my Zooms, oh my God, no, that doesn't happen on YouTube. So if you guys want to be a part of that, it starts with Portfolio Lab. That's how you start. That's the entry. That's the entry point if you want to get access to me on Zoom. And then if you want to be in my accelerator, it starts with Phase 0. Phase 0 is the application. If you've done Phase 0 already, go back, refine it, make sure it's tight, and then send it to accelerator@thecardy.method, because your accelerate, you can't just sign up and pay for my accelerator. There is no way to pay until you get accepted. As soon as you get accepted, then we send you the link so you can pay. Come tonight to the info session. Go to thecardymethod.com/accelerator to register. That's how you get the Zoom link. I will be on there at 7 p.m. But here for Portfolio Lab, for all you guys, I will be here at 2:30 on Zoom. I hope you guys liked today's episode. I thought that it was a dope one. Oh, shit. Next week. You guys want to know what your assignment is, right? Assignment. Let's get into this week's assignment for next week so you guys know what to shoot. This is what you got to shoot. Okay, it's very simple. Photography is a statement. Okay. And I swear to God, like what we do as photographers, and I have some videos coming out that I'm so excited about. Make sure you guys watch my edited videos. They're dope. Photography is a statement. Okay. This is your next assignment. Photography as a statement. Okay. Give me one photo that says 1,000 words. And sorry, Al, you're asking questions. I'm talking. It's super distracting. If I wanted to shoot corporate, will I be forced to eventually need to switch to Canon? No, there's only one N in Canon, and no, it doesn't. I don't fucking care what camera you shoot with, as long as it's pro level. If your camera doesn't have a grip available, like you can't get a grip for your camera, it's not a pro body. If it's an APS-C sensor, it's not a pro body. So again, it's like, Sony, Canon, those are my favorite brands, but I like cameras don't take pictures. Photographers with ideas take pictures. So don't say if I want to shoot corporate. My God, Al, you need spell check so badly. If you want to shoot corporate, you said if I want to shoot cooperate, will I be forced to eventually need to switch to Canon with 2 N's? No, you don't need to shoot Canon. You just need to be an exceptional photographer. So week 20 is photography as a statement. Photography as a statement. And photography as a statement means a photographer can make a single image that speaks volumes. Okay, so I want you to create a photo that speaks 1,000 words. This is called a statement photo. I want you to create a vertical image that makes a bold statement. This is a vertical picture, a magazine cover. Create a vertical image that creates a bold statement that says 1,000 words. Okay, if you shoot people, capture a subject in a scene that addresses a social, a cultural, a personal issue, something that speaks more than just a static portrait. For places shooters, shoot a location that sparks a conversation, changes perception. If you shoot things, use symbolism, use a visual metaphor to turn an object into a powerful image. The whole goal here is this is a vertical, single-page statement photo. This is why this matters. Statement photography positions you as the photographer with a voice, helping you stand out and attract clients who value meaningful, impactful imagery that says something. It's so important to know how to speak within your photographs. It is an art. It is the ultimate art to know how to speak something within a single frame. Knowing how to say, like, all of my photographs are statement photographs. That's the way that I shoot. I shoot pictures that make you stop dead and talk about it. Like statement photos. Photographs that cause conversations. Photographs that how did that happen? Oh my God, how did he shoot that guy? How did he get access? Like statement photographs that make you say, holy shit. Like that is what we're trying to do. Statement photographs. So you're saying, oh my God, is that Jared, golden ticket winner from Kill Tony? Yes, that's Jared from Kill Tony. Statement photographs is what we make. Statement photographs. So if you could only show a client one photo, what would that photo be that would get you booked? That's a statement photograph. Pappy, if you do not even have a camera, you are not ready for my accelerator, my friend. You're not ready for my accelerator. And my workshop tonight is probably not for you. And if you don't have a camera, then you can't shoot pictures and submit to Portfolio Lab. So therefore, that might not be for you. I deal with photographers who are on the verge of going pro. On the verge of going pro. Incredibly serious photographers who are on the verge of going pro. So can you come if you don't have a camera? It's like, can I come to the race if I don't have a race car? Well, you can, but you're gonna look foolish. And guess what? You can't act on any of the things that I'm trying to sell to you. You can't act on any of them. All of these things that are going to bring incredible value for someone who would be in the right position, someone who does have a camera, someone who's incredibly serious about it, has talent with it, is building a portfolio. It's just not ready for you yet. And you can just go to the Cardi Method and look and see, this is ready for you if, this is ready, this is not for you if. So I don't think it's ready for you, my friend. You have a Canon T4. Okay. It's still a kid camera that is screaming for an upgrade. All right, guys, that's it for me. I'm wrapping up. I'll see you in Portfolio Lab workshop in half an hour. I'm going to have a little bit of a break because today is a very busy Zoom to Zoom to Zoom to Zoom to Zoom. Again, workshop is tonight, 7 p.m. Go to thecardimethod.com/accelerator if you want to participate.
This live stream was brought to you by Pixpa, the best website builder for photographers and creatives, and Indie, the best way to run your freelance business, and by you, the members and subscribers of the Cardi Method. Consider becoming a member for $5 a month to show your support for our content, and we'll reward you. You get members-only content every month, and Cardi has the best emojis on YouTube, and you'll get that crown badge next to your name. If you're building a photography business, make sure you join Portfolio Lab. How ready are you to be a pro? Take the Cardi Method Pro Photographer's Readiness Scorecard. You'll always find helpful links in the show notes. Sharing is caring. If this content has brought you value today, share it, clip it, post it to your socials. Curating and sharing helpful content makes you an expert. Even if the content you're sharing isn't yours, be a curator and share this content with your network. Find your creative and business genius with the Cardi Method.